Hi and welcome to S.Chablis, and this week a different kind of video because it's not really a straightforward question, but you've probably seen on Facebook. I hashtagged S.Chablis, ask S.Chablis, an article from well, it wasn't an article, it was an interview from a winemaker. Can't remember if it's Australia or New Zealand. I should have had the courtesy to check back, but in this video it was actually not really happy with Burgundy because, well, to him the word terroir is just a marketing tool, and it sometimes is used to hide the lack, and that's not me saying, that's him saying that, the lack of quality of wines in Burgundy. So let's talk about that in a few minutes. See you then. Hi and welcome to S.Chablis. I hope you had a wonderful week. We're back for a Q&A, which is not really a Q&A. Again, just my reaction to an interview from a wine grower from New Zealand or Australia. Not really happy. It's kind of a rant, not really a rant, because I understand part of what he's saying, but I'm not sure what's the intent behind this interview. And just saying, in Burgundy, we don't really want to say how we work, how the wine growers work, and we don't really understand that from one plot you can have different styles and all that. And so I do agree that terroir is, or can be, because if you had watched these videos you would understand terroir. Terroir can actually be quite difficult to understand, but saying that terroir as a word, as a concept, is actually misunderstood, is just used as a marketing tool, I don't agree. I don't agree, because I feel you should ask all the wine growers what they feel about terroir and how they can actually use it in their winemaking. So indeed, we could argue that, and it's no secret, we could argue that from one plot in Burgundy you could have different styles, but that's just makers making different wines. Now, saying terroir is only there to basically hide the low quality of some wines, that's not really believing that you consumers, customers, wine drinkers, wine lovers can't make the difference between something you like and something you don't. Just because it's written, I don't know, Chablis on the label, or Merceau, or Puligny-Montrachet, or Corton-Chalamet, or Chablis Grand Cru, doesn't make it a good wine. You are the ones making our wines good because you like them. So that's basically saying people don't know what to drink and don't know what they are drinking, and they can't discern a good and a bad wine, or what's good and bad to them. Which is beginning of an answer, I would say. Now, no, it's not a marketing tool. I mean, you know that marketing is my other job, and if it was a marketing tool, we would be even better at selling our wines. And I feel, I mean, if you are going to smaller guys, smaller players, smaller wine places, smaller appellations, you will understand they're not about marketing. They're purely, I mean, they're pure players, but not in the internet style. They're pure players in the winemaking style. All they want to do is make the best possible wines. They're not about overthinking that, you know what, I'm going to call it by the name of a place and it's going to be rubbish, but I'm going to sell plenty. They're not like that. But then again, maybe rather than saying all those, do come over. I mean, just come to S.Chablis and I will take the time to take you to those people and probably make you understand what terroir is all about. Now, just to give you that short but really, what I feel is efficient as a definition of terroir, keep in mind 5 things. And you know that on your label, you love using grape variety. We don't really do that because we don't feel that's the most important information. But still, we're not going to say you're doing bad things because you're doing that. So grape variety, of course, is part of terroir. I mean, if you're planting Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, or Syrah, it's going to be a different wine. It's got to be a different color for that matter. So grape variety is part of terroir. Then the second thing is geography. When you're making wines or grapes in the south of Burgundy, Macon, in the middle of Burgundy, or center of Burgundy if you wish, near Beaune, or if you do the same thing in Chablis, or even further north in Joigny, because the geography is different, you're going to have a lot of different implications. So the wines are going to be different. That's the second part for terroir. The third part for terroir, and to me it's probably where you are a bit misled, and a lot of people think, and I ask all the people I teach what they think terroir is, and the answer 70 to 80% of the time is going to be, it's what you've got under your feet. That's what the vines have under their roots. And I can't say no, but I can't say yes. Geology, subsoil, is only part of the answer. It's only one part of it. It's only 1/5 of terroir. And obviously, if you've got rocks, if you've got sand, if you've got earth, whatever, it's going to make a different style of wine. Now, there have been some studies made on the exchange between the subsoil and the roots and the plant. And some scientists decided there is some kind of exchange, but it's so small, it shouldn't have an impact on the type of wine. It shouldn't have an impact on the taste. But then again, if you ask any winemaker from the south of France, from Bordeaux, from Burgundy, from the Loire Valley, and even around the world now, most of them understand that, yeah, wines made here are different because the subsoil is different. The other thing that's going to be different, and it's linked to geography, is weather, climate. I mean, grow Chardonnay in Australia, grow Chardonnay in the south of France, and then grow Chardonnay in Chablis, and you will see that weather conditions have a massive impact. I mean, I know, for example, just take Burgundy. We love Chardonnay for whites. We basically only use Chardonnay for whites. Not only, but nearly so. Now taste a Chardonnay from Macon, a Chardonnay from Beaune, and a Chardonnay from, I don't know, Chablis. Let's take that example. They are going to be different. Even if they have the same grapes, they are going to be different because the subsoil is different, because the weather is different. And then there's one part, the one last part, the fifth element, the one nobody thinks about: women and men making wine. And that's where I don't agree with you. And that's where I think you've got your terroir definition wrong. Obviously, different people are going to make different wines because they've got different ideas, because they've got different styles, because they've got different equipment, because their objective is not the same. And that's why when you come to S.Chablis, I will always tell you, I mean, if you come here, I mean, at the shop, not in the car, and ask me Chablis Premier Cru Fourchaume, because you love Chablis Premier Cru Fourchaume, the first thing I'm going to ask you, and I feel really confident most makers are going to ask you the same questions. Who with? What vintage? Who's the domain? Who's the maker you loved? And what year? And when you've got those information, you understand that, yes, the year and so the weather had an impact, but also the maker has an impact. So saying that we don't really want to discuss what's happening in the cellar is wrong. Push the cellar, ask those questions. I mean, I ask them, and I'm not a maker. I'm not going to be able to exchange information with them. I'm just going to be asking for information, and I get them. And I get those information when I ask them to someone in Puligny-Montrachet, in Allos-Corton, in Chablis, of course. I mean, it's not because I've got a special link to the Chablis winemakers that I can have those information. So again, saying that we're basically kind of cheating and marketing wines, it's to me kind of wrong. But think again, men, women are part of terroir. The savoir-faire, the know-how is a big part of terroir. If you're choosing, I don't know, stainless steel rather than oak, or a blend of both, or oak, what kind of oak, or I know it's mind-blowing. When are you harvesting? It can be a difference in days. How long are you gonna keep the wine before bottling it is going to be another one. So yes, winemakers should they be girls or boys, and is going to have an impact on the wine. That's actually no secret. That's just the way it is. And you know that. I feel deep down you know that perfectly. But maybe you don't really know how to use terroir yet. Don't worry. It will come. I know it's already on your label, so you know what terroir is about and how you could actually value it and how important it is to winemaking. I hope that, well, didn't answer your question, because there were questions, but I didn't select any to do this video this week. But then again, if you like those videos, follow, share, tweet, do what you want to do. And if you want to follow S.Chablis on social media, you can. On Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. If you got questions, send them over. I hope you're going to have a wonderful week. And remember, bye next time. Keep on tasting. Goodbye.